Welcome everyone, Marcelo is my name. I am the niche fragrance collector and I'm super excited to be here in the Noah showroom in Melbourne. This handsome man next to me, Liam.
Hello, I'm Liam. I'm the product experience manager for Noah.
Now, what is a product experience manager? Sounds very technical.
Yes, look, I did workshop the name and made it as sexy as possible.
It's worked.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
It works.
Thank you very much. I wanted to capture the fact that whilst I deal with perfume, it was the experience that perfume generates that I was fascinated with. So that's why I'm the brand experience manager.
I've been following Liam on his social media, TikTok, Instagram, and I do love the way you express perfumery.
Thank you.
More and more I'm moving away from notes here, boom, and I love the way that you talk about this, you compare it to lifestyle.
Thank you, yes.
Like the one about Megamare and oyster.
Yeah, yes.
So the other thing too that Liam is being very humble about is that he's actually the curator for Noah.
Yes.
Tell me more about that.
Yes, my interest is perfumery, as you aptly noted, and over a course of 10 years now, we've carefully built a wonderful assortment of fragrances, and of course leaning on my history in aesthetic philosophy and just my background in perfumery to really create a coherent thread to our collection.
All right, tough question.
Okay.
Why is perfume important for us? What do you think? Do you think it is important?
Oh, of course it is, of course it is. We humans are very rational and we like productivity, but there is a fundamental uselessness to art and perfumery that I find so enrapturing. It's incredible. We don't need perfume, as hard as it might be to say, but we do it, and it's interesting and it's creative, and it makes life livable.
So I like the fact that it is a luxury, but it's a luxury that without, in my life, it would be like eating white bread for the rest of my life.
Oh yes, exactly. Yeah.
So without perfume, it becomes, my life is somewhat drabby and grey.
100%. Yeah, I mean, like cover your nose for a week and then unpeg your nose, and just the vivacity of colour in scent is immediately apparent.
And this is why Liam is here. I've been wanting to do this for quite some time. So I do love the way that Liam expresses, and also the fragrances that he has selected here. In my opinion, true niche and true creative, artistic niche. All right.
I would agree with that.
Now, Liam has marked these as head-turning fragrances. So how do you define a head-turning?
Of course, one thinks of compliments, one thinks of projection, and all of that is important. But these are perfumes of all different sorts of head-turning types. Some have intrigue and mystery, and some just are a delightful wallop in the face, in the best way possible, of course.
Right. Okay, well, where would you like to start? I'm going to be the guy with the cards.
So you rub my hands together. Let's start with something subtle and beautiful. Thank you. Let's start with Cuir Ottoman. This is by Parfum Important, a wonderful French house.
So tell me a little bit more about the house itself.
Parfum Important started in 2003 by the perfumer Marc-Antoine Cortacchiato. He squarely belongs to that wave of niche perfumery. So I think brands like even Frederic Malle and Nicolai Creative Perfumer, these are houses in which there is a perfumer at the center, whether one or multiple. This is the true auteur perfumery. It's one man making perfumes, no marketing tests, just creating perfumes according to his good taste.
I love this. I love that stuff.
It's beautiful, this one.
It is.
I'll be honest with you. When people come to me in this showroom and they ask things like, what is the most sexy perfume in the store? I get a little bit confounded because I'm like, I don't know. But this one I think wins for me.
But why is that?
It's melting. The resins melt. So the name Cuir Ottoman is inspired by the idea when Marc-Antoine Cortacchiato was doing some research in developing this perfume, he found out that the Turks would scent their leather gloves and their leathers with iris flower. So it's this beautiful combination of iris and leather. But there's hidden resins amongst all of this. Benzoin, styrax, it appeals to those that like classics.
Because I was going to say, I'm getting some spices coming through. I am getting that animalic leather, but not overtly animalic. But that leather touch is definitely there. And funny, I'm glad you said iris, because I'm getting this light powdery something in the background.
It's truly beautiful. I mean, it's plush and voluptuous and yet super quiet all at once. It's for people that like perfume that have a trail but faint and close and intimate.
Right, okay.
I'm nuts about this one for sure.
So this is the one you recommend when people want that what did you say, sexy fragrance?
Sexy, but also intimate and deep and private. It's not a projection monster. It never will be, no matter how much you spray of it. But
it's not meant to be.
No, and if someone catches a hook of it, they just want to come a bit closer.
Right.
Incredible work, and it's good perfume as well, which is what I love about it.
I always find that sometimes leather can be, it is a polarizing note.
Oh,
it tends to be a little bit more masculine leaning. Boys like to wear big heavy leather fragrances. I find that this one here has an equal part masculine, but also a woman can easily wear this.
I agree. I've always thought that the most beautiful things in masculinity is the feminine side and vice versa. And this is a beautiful play of
I've never heard it like that, but I love that.
Susan Sontag said that.
Oh, okay. Claim it. Just claim
I will claim it.
Susan will never know. Or she might have. Gorgeous. Yeah, I love it.
Lovely stuff.
All right. So that's a beautiful one. A little bit more intimate.
Yes, for sure.
Sexy fragrance, as Liam has defined it.
Sexy on Liam's terms.
All right. All right. So what's next?
Where next? I think I have to take you to a very traditional handsomeness, and this is Bon Monsieur by Rouge.
Okay.
Classic lavender fougere.
So Bon Monsieur, I was going to say instantly I'm thinking vetiver or things of that nature, those green, mossy notes coming through. Now tell me about Rouge. I've never haven't come across this before.
Rouge is the brainchild of Manuel Cross, who was a chef turned perfumer. This is from the era of base note forums especially, and people just asking questions about, oh, my perfume's been reformulated, my classic's been discontinued, think Polo, think Aramis, how do I remake them for myself? And so this was a passion project from wanting to recreate the vintage classics that have been discontinued or reformulated down. So this is his take on the classic barbershop fougere.
I was going to say, it has the very familiar opening of that barbershop style.
Yep.
The lavenders, the aromatics, the little bit of green coming through. Does it go in a different direction, or is it?
That's a great question. The lavender is an absolute, so it's rich and full, and it really progresses into. It's a lavender perfume from beginning to end. There's no doubt about it.
Yep.
But for me, the dry down is smooth and not creamy, but it's delightful.
I'm going to put on skin. So
please.
There's certain, because I have a feeling that some will perform differently from the card.
Of course.
And I have no perfume on me today.
Oh yes. I was very sparse this morning. I'll be true to you.
Yeah.
You will get the big blast of lavender. It's oily, it's green, it's unctuous. But then I think you'll get the carnation will come through, that soft rosy pepperiness, the clove-like quality.
The clove,
and then a good dose of just like mossy notes, geranium, classic barbershop, like true classic barbershop.
Yeah. I'm still getting that very sharp lavender aromatic, almost like the point when have you ever done that?
I have, yes.
When you walk around and I always like...
like just rubbing your fingers between and just smelling them. Yeah.
And it's equal part aromatic, lavender and green.
Yes.
There's a greenness in there. Yeah.
Lavender is a funny note. It oscillates between mintiness and then like sun-drenched maple syrup, immortelle. And here it's playing on the mint side, which is more traditionally fougere-like in quality.
Yep.
It's glorious.
It's actually really okay. So the difficulty with barbershop style fragrances is that they tend to be a little bit. I was going to say cliche, but cliche is a negative, and I don't want to. But they tend to be very familiar.
Yes,
that's the word.
Yes.
Whereas here, and this is why I wanted to spray on skin to see what is it actually doing that's different to other barbershops that are out there, other fougères that are out there.
Yes.
And I'm getting a slight difference. It doesn't stay aromatic and sort of those bright notes. I'm getting more of the greenness.
I think Manuel Cross is unafraid to use good hefty doses of naturals, which as fragrance formulas change over time, they might change it accordingly for price measures or whatever. And this is why we love independent and niche perfumes. They're about the quality of the product.
So look, the truth is, I find this a little bit more masculinely.
Yeah, certainly so.
Okay.
Yeah, certainly so.
Yeah.
But just let it sit and it changes very nicely.
Okay.
Where do I want to take you? Well, I think if we're playing with masculine, let's go to something feminine coded.
Sure.
Tyger by the glorious, fantastic
Francesca Bianchi. She is. You've met her, yeah?
Oh yes, and the great pleasure of meeting her.
Yeah, she's a very dynamic.
Yes.
And just to look at her, she's a super intense woman.
Yes,
you can feel her.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
And she loves rock and roll for sure.
Yeah.
I want to let you sit with this one for just a touch.
I know this one.
Oh, fantastic, good.
I love this one. So prior to starting, Liam was kind enough to give me a sample of each of them. I didn't test all of them. So I smelt all of them, but only some I put on skin.
Yes.
Tyger was one that I tested.
Oh, fantastic.
And forget about it. This thing.
It's quite extraordinary.
And I wanted to also research a little bit more because I find it exceptionally seductive and very, okay, so again, is it erotic? I think it's a little bit on that.
And she's not shy about the erotic qualities of
Right.
perfume. She's like this. She said to me, "This is not sensuality. This is sexuality."
Yeah.
And I love that.
Okay,
I love
because there is an erotic nature to this. You know, I always love wearing a fragrance first before I start looking at notes.
Oh,
and blah,
lovely.
blah.
Yeah, that's best
and that
way
way
to
you
do it.
just sort of sit with it. And I got this jasmine that is heady and indolic, but then I got this orange blossom tinged with a bit of fruit. Then I got this heaviness of like an ylang-ylang, rich and floral.
Oh, lovely. Yes. Even the way you're sort of styling it with your words, you have to do this, don't you?
Yeah, because it was round
Yes,
and
yeah,
it's enveloping and it is very erotic.
No, yes,
There
for
is
sure,
a
for
sense
sure.
of. I even looked into Tyger.
Yes,
I
yes.
found out that the Tyger has multiple sexual partners
Yeah,
when they're in that mating
yeah,
season.
right,
You know, so
there
they within their. So I'm like, because I was like, why do the perfumers call it certain names? And I feel like everything about this is
Yes,
really
of course.
driven to sexuality.
And I think you're right. I mean, white flowers in general, are very erotic things. Baudelaire talked about the flowers of evil, and this is tuberose absolute as well, and it was banned in certain countries at night because it caused women to go crazy.
I love that. During the Victorian era, young ladies were told to stay home.
Yes, I know.
Because the smell of tuberose would make them put them in a frenzy. I love that. I love that.
But yes, but definitely glorious white florals, big tuberose absolute, green, milky, sappy. But then there's a surprising smokiness.
Right.
Francesca imagine a wasteland, a post-apocalyptic wasteland, and you put on your tuxedo or your ball gown and just like stuff it. I'm going outside. I'm wearing my ball gown.
As you do.
That is Tyger.
Right.
Incredible. So there's actually oud in the base.
Yeah.
But it's so well done. It's it's not an oud perfume, no way. But Francesca respects the fact that oud gives effect.
Yeah.
And here it's done perfectly.
I also found that in that dry down, in the full dry down, I was getting a tinge of that animalic, and I was curious to know what was it a musk? Was it a like? But I think it's the oud.
Oud definitely, and across all of Francesca's perfumes, there's a signature of chord. It's her skin like a chord of iris and balsamic and animalics, and she's not shy about it. So it feels like a embrace from someone you love, but also something a little bit dangerous. Yeah, fantastic.
This is my pick.
Ah, yes.
As a head turner.
Yeah, it's incredible.
In wearing it, I had a small sample.
Yes.
I had 2 or 3 people turn around.
Okay.
So one was my editor. The other one was Sandra, my wife.
So people literally head turned.
Absolutely. So this one definitely has great. Where you were saying that Cuir has sort of a low CR.
Yes.
This one is a monster.
For sure.
Yeah, this one really pushes. Beautiful.
Glorious work. I think what we do next is we keep up with Francesca and we look at her other one. This is my personal favorite Francesca, and that's a very hard thing for me to say. This is Under My Skin.
This is intense.
I
wore this also.
It's dizzying, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Hypnotic, I should say.
Yeah. Tell me what you think about this.
Oh dear. I adore this one, and as you were saying before, which really resonated with me, you try your perfumes before you read about them, or the notes or the breakdowns. Francesca admits you have to approach her perfumes as such. You cannot just read a note list because it doesn't really give you much. No. She even says, don't even ask me the notes because I don't even know at some point. Under My Skin is, I said to someone the other day, it's like something you found and you shouldn't have, like a potion in a cave or a market. It is her attempt at exploring the animal side of perfumery, but then she realized in making this perfume that the animal is really the human, and there's actually a human quality, a warm skin, bed sheets, comfort, intimacy. This is a celebration of balsams and resins. So for the classicists like me that love their classic perfumes, the Guerlains and even Youth Do from Estee Lauder, really.
I love the way you said that. Very like.
I have to be like,
don't judge me.
Don't tell my secret. I like
Don't
you
judge
too.
me. Yeah.
It's just amazing. There's no point trying to break it apart because you won't be able to.
And I'm so glad you said that, because when I first smelled this, I'm like, I don't know what I'm smelling.
Yeah.
It is all the things that you just said, in that it does have a skin-like quality to it. There is a tinge of that animalic. There are those balsam, sort of very rich ambery notes in there.
Yes.
But I couldn't go, see, whereas with Tyger, I was getting those particular pieces coming through, whereas here, it just is this entity.
Oh yes, for sure.
For
sure. I think, if anything, a bit of humor is, if you think of Coca-Cola, fizziness and the dark sort of, like Coca-Cola, cinnamon and lime and those spices. Your brain starts understanding where you can take it and what you can make of it. Yeah, but definitely resins are fizzy, really, and it's creamy and warm, and they're full of contrast. So that's why the amber category is my favorite, and next to the chypre, of course. They're complex and they invite interrogation.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is what you want in a head turner, because someone wants to go, what are you wearing and why and how and who are you? And
this is one that I couldn't personally define, other than it is skin-like, and it is there's a warmth, humanness to it.
Oh, for sure.
I like that you said also like bed sheets and but none of that clean linen stuff.
No.
It's more like things that have been used.
Yes, they're tousled in.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
In many ways, you can see my tastes coming through. The first fragrance looked at, Cuir Ottoman, has the same resinous pull and push all at once.
Yeah, right.
I like resins. I think they're very alluring.
Yeah. And Francesca has a signature.
She
has a DNA.
Yes.
I think you could blindly pick up a card and go, oh, Francesca Bianchi.
Without doubt.
Okay, gorgeous.
Fantastic.
All right, next.
So I will now take you to Tabac Tabou.
All right, so we're staying on that head-turning fragrances. I do love the fact that there's only one that I would say is a little bit on that masculine side, which is the
Monsieur.
The Bon Monsieur. Although it's moved away from that barbershop, and it's gone a little bit more on the mossy green side, a bit more of the, is there a patchouli in here or something like that?
Most probably. Definitely good slugs of oak moss and all the good quality synthetics that they use to make oak moss smells.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
If this will remind you of Bon Monsieur in its own way, this is Tabac Tabou, so taboo tobacco. You have to be a tobacco lover for this one.
I get chocolate.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
because I'm like, I'm not getting the tobacco as much. And gave me some herbals. This is really good. Funny how tobacco fragrances these days, unfortunately, in my brain, thinks Naxos instantly.
Yes.
But that's not tobacco.
No.
I mean, that's a beautiful tobacco style fragrance and aromatic and whatnot. But I find that tobacco has a lot more nuances.
Oh yes, it's super complex.
Right.
Ingredient. Tobacco Absolute has over 500 components. So like methoxypyrazine, so you get like, you might even get a touch of green capsicum running through, which is not always appealing, but it's complexity, it's nuance.
Right.
This is called taboo tobacco because the perfumer, Marc-Antoine Corticiato, is like, we shy away from real tobacco in perfumery. It's often dressed up in honey and spices.
Right.
Lovely category, I like it too. But here he's like, let's give you real, hypnotic, poisonous tobacco.
Right.
You know? And so that really curious note you're getting that's green, oily, is actually narcissus as well. A rare floral.
Yes.
It's, again, very oily. It feels human again. These head turners, in terms of intimacy, are all human smells to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Different.
Oh, superb.
Different. And do you think that's the color of the actual?
It is truly the color. So you'll see on the bottle, there's millésime 2021. So like a wine, because this is a natural product, there's variation. So he actually tells you what year the tobacco harvest is from. One almost unheard of quality in perfume to give you a wine-like vintage. Wow. It's incredible.
This is a very different, so you have to push aside any notions that you have of tobacco fragrances.
Yes.
This is a whole new expression.
It's head turning because it's different. It avoids obviousness, which is, I think for me it's head turning. I am projecting a little bit here.
I think it is head turning.
Oh, it's incredible. These two will be lovely to compare.
Really lovely. And considering that normally, as you've mentioned before, the tobacco is dressed up with honey and spices and things of that nature.
It's a very rough opening. There's no beating around the bush here, but that's just the pure absolutes and the naturals just settling on your skin quite quickly.
I like a leathery note.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Because I can picture, so I bought these beautiful leather shoes from Florence,
Yes.
as one does. And that's what I'm picturing, the actual leather of this particular shoe.
My comment here is, leather accords in perfumery, there is no real leather in perfume. You can't get extract of leather.
Correct.
It's tars, it's birch.
Correct.
And historically, think classic Russian leathers, they're tobacco fragrances, really. Right. So the links are historically manifest.
It's drying down. It's getting a little bit sweeter. I'll come back to it because it's actually.
You'll find tonka, hay, these agrestic, sun-drenched, sun-roasted notes come through.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
And we have one more perfume, don't we? And that's Corpse Reviver. There we go.
So tell me about this brand here, because I love the design of the bottle.
Yes, this is Fzotic by Bruno Fazzolari, American art professor turned perfumer.
Right.
One of the first in the indie wave in the early 2000s. He's an artist, so a lot of the illustrations are him as well. So true sensory multimodal experience. You had to have a gourmand in the head-turning, in the head-turning category. Yeah. Corpse Reviver is a cocktail, but it's not just this idea of the cocktail. It is the darkest, stickiest pudding or chocolate cake. Yes. It's Italian amaros, bitter herbal, alpine notes, and then for good measure, there's a little hint of civet actually. Okay. Because I think anything sexual needs to, or sensual, sexual, needs to be a touch dirty, a touch animalic. It's the hook for me. Yeah.
From opening, I get the pudding component that you shared. Definitely. So the very dark chocolate. And here's the trick though. It's not chocolate as in a milky or anything like that. It's a very cacao, very rich, very deep, very dark. I do get like slight honey notes coming through.
Yes, it's excellent. A little touch of blood orange will come through. That beautiful, just that nice, it's a line that runs through it. It's beautiful.
And I do get the spices, whether it's cinnamon or something spicy.
Yes, no, cinnamon definitely.
Okay, right.
It's glorious. It's really, really handsome.
This would be beautiful on skin.
Oh yes.
What's its like? Its presence?
It has presence. Okay, there's no doubt.
The name is Corpse Reviver. Yes, so is it about like Lazarus style?
I definitely could be seen as that. I think. Again, it first took its name from a cocktail, but Corpse Reviver, to my knowledge, is a gin and like aromatic perfume. So they've flipped it and they've given you decadent dark chocolate cake. It's wonderful. I don't love gourmands personally, but I do like a really clever, sort of slightly dissected, like whiskey or rum perfume that feels like they pulled it apart and brought it back together.
There is an alcoholic vibe to it too.
Yeah, it's like the slight burn of rum or whiskey going down, or brandy. With the fruity raisin-like notes.
See, I'm a gourmand lover.
Yes.
I love. Oh my god, So this for me is an instant success.
So that turns your head.
Oh yeah. That for me, smelling that in the air, and actually when you sprayed it, I instantly got it. Yes. And I do love that. The more deeper, richer, dark chocolate, as opposed to that milky sort of,
Yeah, it's very seductive. Again, it's not something I wear, but to smell it on someone, it's unmistakable and it's singular, which is what I like.
I love also now. Sometimes there's a misunderstanding that niche perfumery is expensive. You got to spend $600, $1,200. Whereas I believe the price points on these are fairly reasonable.
Yes, looking at them now, they are all in the $200 range, for example. One of my principles in curation, but also in just my life as a perfume fanatic myself, is that good perfume does not need to cost the earth. And this is the joy of working with independent perfumers who understand themselves the plight of a perfume collector.
Perfume lover.
Perfume lover.
Yeah, because collector sounds a little bit like you need to go to some sort of meeting where you sort of, hi, my name is.
Yeah, so I'll meet you there.
I like Tabac Tabou.
Oh, it's a secret.
It's totally different.
Yes, well, not so secret.
Yeah.
This is my signature.
Is that yours?
Yeah, I have a small handful and that's one of them.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I like the fact, when you said hay-like, I'm like, yes, I'm getting a little bit of that.
You always need a little key to make sense of everything else.
Yeah.
And if it's hay, then it's hay.
Yeah. But it's that honeyed, warm, sunned sort of earthiness about it. Yes. But not honey as in the gourmand sweetness.
No. Honey is also a dirty note. It can be funky, it can be scorched,
Yes.
and that's all of that is here.
Yeah, love it. Now, if you are a Melbourneite, and even if you're not, if you're an Australianite, you should come to the Noah showroom. You guys have repainted the outside.
We have, yes.
It's like a beacon. I do like it. It's this. Well, it's not this color green, but it is a green color.
Yes.
It's very easy to find. Now, the showroom, as you can see, is arrayed with a collection of incredible fragrances.
Yes.
Again, I go back. These, in my opinion, are true niche. They're owned by the perfumers, and so you're getting something that is unique and different to what some of the retailers may be offering.
100%.
So you need to come in. What I'm saying is you need to come in, test it. Liam will probably be here.
I'm almost always here, yes.
Bada bing.
Come say hello.
Bada bing. Anything else you'd like to share?
To wrap it up, these are all head turners of different sorts. I think ultimately the lesson is to wear perfume for yourself.
Yeah.
And hopefully the things that you love, other people love as well. And I think when quality is there, you can't go wrong.
Boom. Thanks everyone. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you guys all on the next episode.